Hi, I'm Lawrence Cook from nanopay. We are a regulator-friendly, fiat-based digital cash payments platform. Our technology was originally built for the Royal Canadian Mint to replace physical cash with digital cash. The Royal Canadian Mint is owned by the Canadian government, and as such, this is the first platform that was designed by a government to replace physical cash. We focused on 4 different use cases: business-to-business payments, cross-border payments, pure digital cash, which was the original use case, where you operate at a country or central bank level, and the 4th one is settlement in capital markets. Today, we will show how banks can use our platform to offer their clients a better cross-border experience. We'll demo moving money from Canada to India, from bank account to bank account. Note that we're using the local rails, Interact e-transfer in Canada and IMPS in India, to actually move the value in the local loops. And what we do is we do the cross-border and all of the KYC, AML side of things. So we logged into a Canadian bank account. You can see that this is their checking account, and they have $445. And it's as simple as sending an e-transfer like you would normally within Canada. You've already selected the account that you're doing. We've pre-selected it for the demo that we're going to send it to our mate Varun in India. And this is a personal gift. We can write a little note. Thanks. Notice that it's already pre-populated all of the AML requirements. And if there was something missing, it would give us an alert at this point. In real time, it gives us a rate. It's already put in the fees, so it's a minimum of that. And we can either enter the Canadian amount, or we can enter the rupee amount. I'm just going to let the clock run down, so you'll see that it'll give us a new rate. It normally wouldn't be every 30 seconds, but we've done it every 30 seconds so that you can see how the rate adjusts and how the amounts adjust all the time. So I'm just going to let that run down. There we go. It's given us a new rate. And now we go next to do the transaction. It finalizes it. You can see all of the reasons. The purpose is something that's governed by the Indian government, so you've got to categorize all of this. Go next. Now it goes and does the compliance checks on both sides. It then books the FX rates. It does the IMPS transaction the other end, and you can really see we've got a reference number, both IMPS and the Canadian side, and the payment was successful. We can switch across to the Indian side here, and we can do a quick refresh, and we can see that that transaction's there. So what we've actually done is we've also captured all of the data here in XML, JSON, and importantly, ISO 20022's PAX8. And here is that underlying PAX8 data for ISO 20022. And this is very important from a number of perspectives. Firstly, it allows you to do straight-through processing on the bank side. Secondly, it's very easy to integrate into. I think one of the important things to realize here is that this payment is real-time not only for the end client, but it's real-time for the bank. And because it's real-time for the bank, you de-risk it for the bank. You take out the currency risk, and you take out the credit risk. And because you are pre-populating all of the required compliance data, you're also taking out a lot of the compliance risk. In the United States, we've been working with the guys at Zelle from Early Warning, and we've already built our API to connect into that platform, and we're in the process of working with a clearinghouse that allows us to initiate, receive, clear, and settle transactions within the United States. And that will also allow us to do cross-border using those same platforms. So within your bank account, you can initiate those. Instead of doing one-on-one integrations with all the banks, we do it once using a platform they all already use, and then all of the banks can use our platform. Because we store all the data in JSON, in XML, and in ISO 20022 PAX8 and TSIN, for both the invoices and payments, it allows us to easily integrate into ERPs, banks, and accounting. So now I'm going to move on to show you what it looks like if you did it on a business side. So here are a whole bunch of invoices that we've conveniently just put into the same page. This would be within your banking environment. You can see that in real time, it is showing you all of your different transactions by the different vendors and also by the different status. So we can move over the status here. So, there are 5,000 records here, and you can see how quickly it's doing that search and giving you the results. It also allows you to use a query language, so we can say amount is greater than 100, and it's automatically provided all of those. You can, of course, also click on any of these, and then it can show you any of those. So let's go ahead and pay this disputed one. I think I can pay a disputed one. Note that immediately it has selected the currency, even though this is from India. The invoicing party gets to choose the currency. Saying it's software. Just jumped ahead so that it's got the fees over here, the rate, and it's going to be delivered in near real-time IMPS because of the amount. If it is over a certain amount, it would take longer. And again, it goes through the same process, except this time, there are a lot more checks because it's a business-to-business transaction. So we've fundamentally changed the way banks do this. Banks spent $172 billion last year doing cross-border payments. $172 billion. McKinsey estimates we can save between 60 and 70% of this. At the same time, banks have lost 40% of consumer-to-consumer cross-border remittance. And they've lost that to often single corridor platforms that actually don't have particularly attractive platforms. Our solution allows you to reduce the cost, to win back your customers, offer a better experience, and at the same time, fundamentally de-risk. So I just wanted to thank all of our engineers who turn our crazy ideas and dreams into reality. Thank you.